tune. We're on.
You didn't hear my countdown.
I did, but I don't know. I just forgot. Sorry. The brain and memory works when it wants to. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Queens of Battle Rap show. I am your host, Nomad. I have a special guest with me today.
Yeah, my name is Taban. How you doing, everybody?
I'm sorry, I cut you off?
No.
Okay. One of the things I did, and I've made this statement before in regards to the show, the way that I actually came across you was just basically looking on like a Facebook post, and you put a comment. Or you had comments in regards to the Verbal War Zone event. And I thought your comments were pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Reached out to him, and we made magic happen. For anybody that's tuned in, don't worry, Fendi and Queen Vixen are still scheduled to appear. Via that's we're streaming. So we'll be getting them on shortly. Just want to first just sort of have a little bit of a dialogue, and then I'll get into getting them on the line. Thank you to everybody that's more so tuned in. I've been reading your comments. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Usually when y'all can't hear me, y'all tell me thumbs down or we can't hear you. So right now, PCBH all the way from the UK. Love it. Usually when y'all can't hear me, y'all let me know. So right now I feel like y'all can hear me. Keep the dialogue going. That's cool. Verbal War Zone. You were there this past weekend. There were a bunch of different events going on. Coliseum, the event in Philly, either Missouri or Minneapolis, one of them. I forget which one.
I think that was Minneapolis.
There we go. That works too. There was an event going on there, but you were at Verbal War Zone. So what was your take from it? What you like, didn't like, how the vibe, so on and so forth.
I thought the vibe was really good, and I thought that a lot of the performers came to perform. It was very good. A lot of debatables, a lot of like really good clashes. The only thing that I thought like threw me off a little bit was that some of the quote unquote big name guys, they didn't really come to play. So I thought a couple of them kind of sold it short. They weren't prepared. Whatever the case may be, I don't want to try to make my assumption about what happened with them. But I thought that some of the smaller names on the card, they stood out a little bit more, and especially with the women brought it. They came to battle. I thought like some of the best battles that we had that night with Jada and Charisma was really good. And I thought that Heart definitely had the performance of the night. She really came and brought it. So those are some of the biggest takeaways that I had from it. But definitely overall, the big names they were playing around a little bit, but most of the card was fire.
Gotcha. Few announcements which I meant to make prior. My fault about that. Like I said, the memory works when it wants to. Upcoming battles that have been released. C3 has a battle that has just been released versus Fresh One. It's from the Prism Battle League / from our ladies ENT. Check that out if you're able to via YouTube, the internet. In addition to that, another release that came out not too long ago was Beretta Blaze versus New Jersey Twerk from Houston Barcode. Presents HOME 2. Another one to actually check out. Another one to check out as well, Fetty 20 versus Tia S. We Go Hard. Check that one out as well. Another battle that was more so recently released. Thank you for updating me with that. PCBH 167. Huge battle coming up next week.
Yeah.
One includes Vixen versus Hustle. Vixen will be on the line and talk about that in a bit. Another one that's actually going to be coming up will be the massive 2-on-2. We'll definitely get into that. In regards to the Verbal War Zone event, that was my first Verbal War Zone. Was that your first?
My first one as well, yeah.
I feel like it was my first, and it definitely wouldn't be my last. I thought it was a dope event. To be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect, and I feel like they didn't let me down. I thought the vibes in there were cool. I thought the vibes in there were chill. This is probably one event where I was, prior to going to any event, I'm always like, shit, hopefully a fight doesn't break out. I don't want to get shot. I want to make it back home in one piece, that sort of thing. I can honestly say at that event, I did not feel worried or anything like that. It really was a great atmosphere. I feel I got to meet people that I've spoken with online. I got to meet people I didn't even know. You were standing near me, didn't even know it. Small world. Shannon Daniel, who I actually like contact on Twitter. If anybody knows her on Twitter, and it's probably the same thing with like Facebook, but definitely for Twitter, there's always like a heel. She was there, got to meet, and there she goes. Hi. Got to meet her for the first time. Another gentleman, and I hate, I'm gonna look it up in a minute, but I think on Twitter, it's Armando. I have to look up his name. I seen him at an event before, but I was able to meet him there. I was also able to meet Finesse and Chill from the Finesse and Chill show. I was like, hey, we're family, that sort of thing. Dope vibe, dope atmosphere. Let's just talk about, any specific battles that you felt like were battle of the night.
Yes. I have two battles of the night. I thought Fire the Misfit versus Young K is like, I couldn't pick a winner in the building. I thought they both like really rocked it, and they both seemed like they came really prepared. Now that's interesting because Young K was actually a replacement on the card for T-Top, and that was one of the reasons why I initially booked, because I was like, oh, T-Top versus Fire, that's going to be a good matchup. And when I saw Young K was a replacement, I was even happier. I'm a huge Young K fan, and I think he's like one of the more underappreciated guys. So that was definitely one of my battles of the night. And then I thought Jada versus Charisma was my other big battle of the night. The reason for that was Jada was like a huge underdog, right? Everybody that I was there with was like, oh, Charisma's at home. She's the princess of Verbal Warzone. It's gonna be this, is gonna be that. And I was really surprised that Jada bought it the way she did. Like her performance was well-rounded. She gave us 3 rounds. She gave us everything: jokes, bars, punch lines. So I thought those two were like the big battles of the night for me. And then I really wanted to see that Coffee versus Bondi battle. That's what I like. That was like what. Once I saw that on the card, I got my debit card out. That was it. And especially their history, their like little tension that they had going back and forth. In that one, it didn't go the way of like the Jada and Charisma battle. It wasn't like as like heated as that, but I thought that one was pretty good as well. Especially bar for bar, I thought that they both had some crazy stuff on their pen for that night.
Gotcha. Going into it, were you rooting for anybody?
Yeah. In that specific battle, or just overall? Overall, yeah. Overall, I was rooting for Hart. So, and I felt like Hart did a thing. No bias aside, I felt like that was a clear W for Hart. But I was rooting for her going into it. I was rooting for Coffee Brown going into it as another one of my underdog picks. I didn't think so. I felt like Jada won that clear. Like I don't think she lost a round, and I didn't think that was going to be the case going in. I thought Charisma was going to pull away with a 2-1, possibly 3-0, and Jada was like, nah, not today.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll say that that was, I guess, going into the event that the battle that I wanted to see the most was definitely Jada and Charisma, and I think I basically wanted to see that only because with, I guess, Jada being on the show, she's kind of expressed, I want to get back out there, what I'm saying, I haven't battled in a while, my last battle, what I'm saying, didn't happen back in March, people sleeping on me, so on and so forth, and I kind of felt like with Charisma, she's a person who I feel like, I've seen her at other events, I've seen Charisma at an event, and it's like, damn, like you're here, nonetheless, you're on time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're, of all the talent that's supposed to be here, like you're here on time. She came and did this show all the way, what I'm saying, from a different state, Delaware. What I'm saying? All that good shit. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely respect her professionalism within this sport. So I think I wanted to see that because I didn't know which way it would go. And it was, thank you, Shannon Daniel, the guy that I got to meet. I'm all over the place, but we'll get to it. I just wanted to shout him out real quick. Armand Kelly. There you go. Sorry about that. Hart and Official. Another great one. I usually don't do this, but going into it, I was going for Hart.
Yeah.
I didn't leave feeling disappointed, I'll say. I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I think Hart put on a hell of a show.
Performance of the night for me.
Yeah.
That's my performance of the night pick right there. Hart.
I thought Hart was dope. I'm not taking anything away from Official. Heart, heart, a healthy heart. No heart failure. No heart problems.
Bars.
Infinite E. In addition to that, there was also Bonnie and Coffee. I didn't know which way that would more so go.
So that one was interesting overall. Just like being in the building, seeing the tension, and a couple of the behind the camera things that happened in the event. That one was interesting. And I thought that, like I said, I thought that they both did their thing with the pen. They both had bars. I thought that it was a complete performance from Bonnie. I thought aside from the little technical stuff, I thought when the beat was on and she was rapping, I thought it was a complete performance for Bonnie.
Right.
I thought that she won in the building, and I think when the footage comes out, I think I'll watch it again. But I kind of feel like I don't think I'll change with that one. Yeah.
Gotcha. I think it opened up the first event. I think it was Drew DeVille versus Young L. I think that was the first. Yeah. And I'll honestly say, like, the first event, great performance from both. You know what I'm saying? Great presence. I think people felt like. I think Drew DeVille was the darker one. Yeah. Right.
No. Young L was
the darker one.
Yeah.
I think people felt that. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. Oh shit. Oh, I got Rhode Island in here. I got Couture in here. Oh. Happy belated birthday as well, Couture. I'm chat with you in a minute. Well, shit, you're gonna make me break fucking everything I had planned. Respect for, yeah, go ahead and chat it up with Couture. Don't be disrespectful. Thank you more so for tuning in. And once again, Couture, we got to get you up here. We had you before, with the stream, which is cool, but I need you here. We got to set that up, to get that going. So I felt like their performance in terms of, just with the whole battling thing, set the tone for me, the first event.
Yeah.
If I would say for anybody who hasn't been to a Verbal Warzone event, and I'm not just saying that because the league owners were here, but I would definitely say to check it out. I know a lot of people are not pro battling on a beat. They feel like it's corny. Right, Shannon, that first battle set the tone. They feel like it's corny. They feel like it's whack. But I kind of feel like if you go back to the essence of rap and battling and things like that, it was on a beat.
Right.
Diss tracks, so on and so forth. I would definitely say to look into it. It is a way to kind of tell, I guess, as people say, who can rap and who can rap.
Yeah, and I think I was a bit skeptical initially when I heard the concept and I saw what was going on, but like being there and then like I've seen some of their YouTube videos and I followed them and I've seen some of that, but being in the building and like seeing it live and like seeing these guys when the beat starts and how they get themselves set up, I think the concept is fire too, and I think definitely going forward I'll definitely be at another event.
Right.
And those two they came out the gate fire.
Right.
And then a lot of us weren't familiar with them. We were kind of like, what's going on here? Because we saw the card and we see Suge and Trez and YK and Official and all these people. And then we got Young L and DeVille first. And then they were like, the league owners were just like kind of, they earned their way onto this card. And so I was like, all right, we'll see. And then they started rapping and it was like, I see it.
Definitely. And I'm with you. I kind of do feel as if though with, let's see, somebody text me. Young Cannon more so was, for me, one of the biggest surprises, I would say, of the night. I'm not saying that I wasn't expecting for him to be good. I had never heard him on a beat. He may do music, I just don't know, but I had personally never heard him on a beat. But I felt like he, especially going against Fire the Misfit, you know what I'm saying, he definitely surprised the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? I was thoroughly impressed. I was, for the most part, pretty impressed with everybody that was there. Forget the other guy's name, too. The one who really had a beard. Is it Casino? Yeah, Casino PA. Him and Chef Trez, another dope one that took place. And for people that saw, I see in the chat you guys are commenting about Bonnie and QB. Dope battle that was released on RBE as well. Check that one out if you haven't, and provide your feedback, who you think took that, and why. between Bonnie and QB, who do you think took that and why? We'll get into that hopefully soon. But who else battled on that? Butter from the Block versus Shotgun Suge.
Yeah, so so that was a pretty interesting one. I'm honestly, I expected more coming out of that battle because when I see the names Butter and Shotgun, I'm thinking that it's going to be electric performance, a lot of energy. And I felt like Butter brought it. Butter had his thing. I think Shotgun was a little off. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's related to his other preparation for his other stuff, his other battles that he's got, because he's also got a big one coming up. But I thought that he wasn't, he didn't seem like he was all there at the time of his performance. And then Magic versus, what was it, Cash, I think. And Cash is from Brooklyn, so I was already rooting for him from the jump. He's also always Brooklyn, so so I was rooting from the jump, and I think he did his thing too. B Magic is actually pretty good on the beat, and I listened to a lot of his music as well, and so I thought that he was gonna like really run away with it, but his opponent did a good job of kind of keeping everything and keeping it together, and I thought winning that battle.
Gotcha. So somebody says, Shannon Daniel says, Shig spoke about his performance in an interview. Gotcha. Would love to know what he says. I need to check that interview out.
Yeah, I got to check that out as well, actually.
RC, looking at QB versus Bonnie, you're saying QB 3-0. Give me why you gave QO. I'd say a body. Bonnie's pen is better than QB's to me. She was supposed to come bar her. But it was A to me. But it was A to me. Regular performance, I thought Bonnie had the advantage, but nah, QB made Bonnie look a little amateurish. Who else in here feels, whatever kind of way, PCBH, I'm sure that you had something to say regarding this as well.
Let's see.
Yeah, feel free to tag in if you see something that catches your eye.
That's interesting. QB admitted to writing for people. Is this like, what are you talking about, like other battlers?
Oh, Yash Landkirk. I had never heard that. I wouldn't be surprised, but I had never heard that.
It's like writing other people's bars for their battles.
Right.
QB 3-0.
Did you see that battle, Bonnie and QB?
I haven't seen it yet.
Gotcha.
But Bonnie getting 3-0, I'd have to see that.
Okay, Dante Joseph, I think QB definitely took the crowd from Bonnie. No, man, got me in the building. This battle coming up, this massive 2-on-2. Jazz and Official versus E-Heart and 40. Who you got winning and why?
I'm going to say, as much as I love Hart, I'm going to say I'm picking Official and Jazz to win that one.
Gotcha.
I think looking at this battle that they just had with Official and Hart, I felt like Official held back a lot of bars. She had some technical difficulties, and she cut her round short a little bit. And I think that is gonna help her going into the next battle, because I feel like there's a lot of Hart bars there that she willfully omitted because of that. And I think she'll use them in going into Summer Impact. Jazz and Official, I think is a great team. I think that those two together is gonna be fire. And I gotta think that they're the favorites. Just going into that battle.
Yeah, I'm not RBE. Somebody said something about can we talk Bonnie versus Water League owners there? Yeah, Ash Landkirk. I'm not RBE. Shout out to RBE, but I'm not RBE. But so you're gonna go with, so what performance wise you feel like they're gonna, so it's more performance. Do you think it's a pen thing? I think
no, because I think E-Heart has actually one of my favorite pens, and I think that she's gonna write, and she's gonna, like I said, she had bars like the bars that she had in her last battle versus Official. After hearing her pen in that battle versus Official, I'm thinking that it's gonna be more of the same from her as far as the bars. And I don't want to give it all away, but she had this one bar that I really love when she was like, she's gonna have the whole team surrounding Official like it's a tip-off, and there was like some other stuff in between there. That was fire. So I think that pen-wise, I think it'll be pretty even, but I think that Jazz and Official are going to have the performance aspect, and I think especially on that URL stage, with Official and Jazz's like presence and who they are, I think they'll get the early advantage out the gate with that.
Gotcha. Let me see. Somebody says, I just saw a good one.
Yeah, somebody said that's true, and I do believe Hart won the battle, but Official won the war. Yeah.
Hart won the battle, but Official won the war?
Yeah,
How so?
I think like because Hart won at Verbal Warzone.
Gotcha.
Big war, there's some impact battle, and I think, like I said, I think
Official will win the war. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think Official held back a lot of bars, and I think we'll see that going in. So that's what I think will be a big. Like I said, 40. I mean, Hart didn't care. Hart gave her every bar she had for her that night, and I think Official kind of.
I think I'm honestly gonna go with 40 and Hart. I'm team underdog. I kind of feel like I get where you're coming from, and that's a good, I like that point of view in terms of Official didn't get to probably spit all the shit that she wanted to, so she's probably gonna go back, and write some shit even harder if she's, not finished or whatever. But I just feel like Hart and 40 are clearly underdogs. They've been losing in polls. People feel like, this is 40's debut on URL, never been on that stage, don't know how they're going to react to her. Somebody else even said that in the comments, that they don't know how, the crowd is going to react. Somebody said it was going to be shaky. I got to go back and look at who stated that. But, it's kind of like, with that being said, I still feel like they are coming to, they know that they're the underdogs. They know that they're being underestimated. And I feel like that might be motivation, especially for 40. Some people are saying that with 40 against Jazz, this is her, like, not so much her redemption, but it's like, I'm gonna kill you, at your home.
I saw it in the comments. Somebody said 40's gonna balk on Jazz, so that's hilarious.
Yeah, she Hart must be Nomad's weed plug. Some of these are Team Hart all day, and I'm not taking anything away from Jazz and Official. I think they're dope, and do I think that they're definitely gonna deliver a great performance? I do, but I'm pretty much team underdog, so I kind of feel like I'm going with 40 and Hart.
I think Ron's got a good comment there. Hart is calm but confident. She's very believable, and I agree with that. Especially, like the last battle, everybody else was like riled up in arms, and she just was flowing through her verses, very calm and kind of just getting to it. It was very neat, and so I think I agree with that. I think that could be a factor as well for her on this big stage.
Ashley Ankirk's son, 40 and Hard punches are gonna be crazy. After being at Verbal Warzone, I will say that it really made me want to attend this URL event. It's up in the air. I don't know if I'm going to attend yet. I have priorities. I got things I gotta take care of. If I'm not there physically, I'll definitely be there more so in spirit. I just have shit I gotta take care of. I'm thinking about possibly going, but just doing that shit on a budget, because it is possible to make it happen on a budget. I just don't know yet. We'll definitely see what happens, but I'm definitely gonna go for Hart and 40 all day. Don't let me down, ladies. I doubt y'all will, but don't let me down.
Yeah, Shannon got the right idea. Pay-per-view gang, that's me. I can't make it to every dance.
Yeah.
But I can.
You know what's dope? I mean, I like the whole aspect of pay-per-view, and I think it is great because everybody can't make it everywhere, or some people don't want to travel, or whatever it may be, and it's cheaper. You get the pay-per-view, you get you some wings or some slices or whatever it may be, whatever you're into, tofu, cookies, chips, and you can be in the comfort of your own home, or wherever, just watching it, chilling, so on and so forth. I feel like, I guess, in terms of sometimes with being there, there's shit that happens, the advantage of it, there are things that happen behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, they, by the time the footage comes out, they fucking edited that, or, they removed, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it's that energy of being there that really...
And I think that's actually that's a good point, because I think that'll affect when the footage comes out for these Verbal Warzone battles. I think a lot of that will be lost in between that. Like I felt like I thought Hart and Official would have been closer, but I thought that there were some things that happened behind the scenes that affected Official's momentum. And she went first, and her momentum was already thrown off by whatever technical stuff she went through. And then from that, in the first round, and then from the first round on, you can kind of see she was in a different space with it. And then Hart kind of had the luxury of waiting on her to get through it.
Gotcha.
And then when Hart his heart turned, everything was already good. And
Gotcha.
so that won't be reflected on the video because I think all of the editing, but that played a factor, I think, in that battle.
Do you think that if the tables were turned and if Hart had went first, that there would have been a different outcome?
Yeah, I honestly think whoever would have had to deal with the mic issues and stuff like that, I think anybody would have been thrown off by that. And I saw when official started her round, it was looking like it was going to be a clean round. It was really good. And then she had to start it a couple more times, and then I thought that by time 3, she was just like, I want to go home and kind of that effect. But I think putting the same switching roles, I think it would have affected the outcome. I think official would have won.
Yeah, it's so funny because I honestly feel that I saw the stumbles or like the little mishaps with the mic trying to get the audio right, that sort of thing. I think with that, I felt like it didn't throw official off. I could be wrong, or maybe what I'm saying, it may have, because I think it took about a good 4 times. It was like the 4th time I think when they when everything was popping. But I do think once she executed it, I thought she did a great job. But you're right. Maybe that I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not gonna. I don't want to speak for her and say, this is definitely what happens.
Right.
But I kind of got that feeling that because once, like I said, once in the first, you could see like her body changing, and she's just kind of through with the whole mic difficulties.
Gotcha.
And who knows?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I felt like, especially listening to her third, I thought that maybe she did help. I could be wrong, but I thought that she held some stuff out because she was kind of just like, all right, let's get through it, and we gotta do. Also in the Coffee versus Bonnie battle, I thought that their whole technical difficulties with the beat, I thought that affected the momentum as well. Now that one I didn't think affected the outcome, even though it affected the momentum, because I still gave that battle to Bonnie.
Okay.
The first round where Bonnie had the difficulties because whatever the beat situation,
right.
Coffee got that round.
Okay.
But the battle to Bonnie,
gotcha.
And I think if that didn't happen, I kind of feel like Bonnie would have won that clean.
Gotcha.
Like straight all 3 rounds.
Gotcha. Now I know something else that I saw floating around Facebook not too long ago. People had felt like Couture, should have a shot at URL, and maybe it should have been her. And I'm not going to say people felt like it should have been her instead of others, but I know she did come back with a comment like, when it's my time, or they chose the right people, or something along those lines. Basically stating, like, I'm grateful for the mention, but it's given to who it's given to, and it's well deserved. Do you feel that in regards to whether it be Couture or anybody else, that there should have been 2 other women on that stage as opposed to any of the duo that are there?
Yes, absolutely. I was actually a little confused by seeing such a large card and seeing only one duo battle for female battlers. I thought definitely there's a lot more dope women MCs and women artists that could have been on that card, and definitely in place of some of the either newer acts or some of the acts that like. And this is I don't want to throw shade, but there are some acts on there that are like why are these guys here? Like, what are they on this card for? And definitely we could have had another dope female duo on that card in place of one of those men. Nice. Definitely, and it helps with the exposure.
I gotta see who else is on this card. I'm curious. I gotta look it up.
I think it's like what is it like? It's Lux and Hollow versus now Tay-Rock and Chess because Sue is out. You got Twerk and Shotgun are the duo that we'll be seeing on that card now. K-Shine and DNA, of course, and then like Rum Nitty and Geechee is one that I'm interested in seeing. But aside from that, you got like Marv One in this team, so you got a couple of those other teams. So when you look at it, we'll go through it. But definitely, Couture could have been in that card, and we could have had another dope pairing of female MCs.
Couture and who?
That's a good one. It's hard to pick because stylistically you don't like I feel like behind the scenes people mesh their styles together. People who wouldn't even go together normally mesh their styles together. Like I wouldn't have picked Hollow Dawn and Loaded Lux as a team, but they're together. Or even Mook and Calico as a team threw me off, and they're stylistically different. So I would say like Couture and I don't know who else. I really like C3, so maybe
2 cancers.
Yeah.
So it would have been Couture and Cancer. I'm assuming Couture and
Couture and
Cancer.
Cancer.
Jesus. Couture and C3 you find as a good 2
Yeah,
or 2.
I think that they could be good. Who their opponent would be, I wouldn't know, but I think they can be good stylistically.
Gotcha. So, you know, and I asked others this as well. So I know initially, I guess it was supposed to be Farrah and Hustle versus Jazz and Official. Do you feel like that would have been a better look as opposed to Heart and 40, or do you feel like Heart and 40 is a better look?
Nah, I like Heart and 40. I like Heart and 40. I mean, they got bars, man. Heart's pins, 40's gonna be good.
Who did I say? I said Farrah and Hustle, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I
Yeah,
said somebody else. Okay, gotcha.
I don't think you could have a better matchup. I don't think you could mix and match and have a better matchup than Jazz and Official versus Heart and 40. I think that's good. I think that's great. Farrah and Shuni, yeah, that Farrah and Shuni is pretty good. Let's see.
Farrah and Shuni was good.
Yeah, that was good. That would have been good on the card too.
You said Farrah and Shuni would be good on the card?
I said that would be good on the
Oh,
and
okay,
like,
okay.
They were good. I mean,
They were good. Like,
who was that? Tori and Don Lady?
Yeah.
I love that battle.
Right.
I love it.
Right. Gotcha.
That's the first female 2-on-2 though, right?
Yeah. Ever.
Right?
As far as the Queen of the Ring, but I think ever. I want to say ever.
Because I know Gaddis and Direct and Suede
And QB.
did
Right,
it, but
right.
that was intergender.
Right.
So,
Right. Whenever you get a chance, if you could just give me that code. Yeah.
2 seconds.
Sure.
All right, so this is the program here.
Jazz scared of Couture's angles. Fat Couture don't have to be spitting facts to win. Couture and QB versus Farrah and Shuni.
I don't want to see Couture QB. I want QB and Hustle versus somebody. I don't know why. I want QB and Hustle versus somebody. I'm surprised Tori and Don Lady didn't do more together. 42-1 versus Couture.
721,
Uh-huh.
793,
Uh-huh.
632.
But it's not up now, right?
She
Okay.
So what's gonna happen is when she comes in, she just
No more
No more
Shunero.
Shunero, we good. Let's see. You can feel free to scroll up to it.
Did we already talk about Jada and Charisma and their battle? I don't remember. But that was it's like a
That was a dope one. You did say that you actually gave that one to
yeah.
Jada.
Okay, so we did. Yeah, we did.
What do you feel like Charisma could have worked on or was lacking or whatever?
I thought that Charisma. I felt like Jada, when she spit everything she wrote for Charisma. Like it was completely prepped. I think Charisma had some stuff that she wrote for Jada, and she might have had some other material that she mixed, and that's the impression I got, because a lot of the bars weren't like, they were like, you know, bars that you could apply to. But I felt like Jada was like, these are for you. This is your coffin, kind of gave her her bars. And I thought like Charisma came in with the crowd. She, you know, she's Princess of Verbal Warzone, and she was home, and she had the crowd. And I think after the first round, when they saw how hard Jada hit in the first round, the crowd kind of shifted and went more to Jada, and I think that affected Charisma's performance. I saw kind of how she was looking at the crowd, and how she had bars that would have hit if she had the momentum, and they weren't hitting as much, and it kind of, you can see it kind of wearing on her. So I mean, I thought Jada saw that as well, and she kind of capitalized on it and just was going, and she just gave us 3 complete rounds and
Gotcha.
kind of won that off that.
Gotcha. Somebody just said something. Some of these comments are dope, and JJ Philly, where's the We Go Hard girl teams? To be honest, JJ Philly, well, I guess I don't know if you mean on this show or in regards to a 2-on-2, but in regards to a show, I recently spoke to a few, but I saw Jade recently, and I was like, yo, I got to get a We Go Hard. You know, I need all of y'all kind of on the show. If not all, then most, but I need like Jade. I need, you know what I'm saying? I need See the Boss. I need Nina Cruz. Like, I need them. you know what I'm saying, to make this happen. You know, Tia was at the event, but I'm like, you know, and I know Tort will be down to do it as well, but I'm like, I really need a We Go Hard ladies event. I need that. Not just event, but just definitely more so on this platform. I really would like to get with them because I think that they have unity. You know what I'm saying? They've battled one another. You know, it's not that I'm going to beat that bitch up when I see her. You know, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's really a sport, I feel, in terms of with the whole We Go Hard team from what I've seen and the ladies over there as well. So we're looking into making it happen.
Dante's asking.
Okay.
Dante asks, so what do you think of chess replacing surf on Double Impact? And I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a chess hater. I think chess is fire when he's on, but I felt like I would have liked to see Av. I would like to see Av. I'm a huge fan of Av, and I think short notice, I thought Av would have came with a little bit better.
You can't hear RC. The library filter on his audio.
Hold on 1 second. I'm bringing her in.
Oh, okay.
I'm bringing her in without having to do it.
Gotcha. And there's gonna be one more after. Do you feel like you'll have it? Gotcha.
Yeah, Ron. Av is my favorite too right now.
Sorry. And you said that you felt like Av should have.
Yeah,
replaced.
I thought Av should have been a replacement for Sue. I mean, Av is my favorite, so I watch a lot of his battles, and I think he already has you hear him when he has his Tay-Rock bars, like he's like bigging Tay-Rock up, and I think that he's got a couple of them in the vault. I think he would have been able to just slip them in seamlessly, and him and Tay-Rock would have been a great team. But I mean, I also think this is a great opportunity for chess to kind of he can either rise or
Gotcha.
or fail. But I think it's gonna be great for his resume.
Gotcha. Can you I don't see her. Yeah. I don't see her. I don't know if you can see. Can you hear Fendi?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of this. We'll get into a few things. Feel free to ask questions as well. Fendi, where did the name come from?
It's my real name.
Oh,
So.
very good. That was easy. That was easy. Check.
That's pretty much it. It's on my
Gotcha.
ID, everything, birth certificate, tax papers.
Dope. It's black up here, but I can see it there. Can you see it there? I can scoot over.
She's blacking in and out, but she stay now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. If somebody doesn't know any of your battles, name some of your battles that they can actually look at. You know what I'm saying? So they can look you up.
Fendi versus Trey 30, that's on iBattle. Fendi versus Flawless, that's another iBattle battle that I had. Queen of the Ring, I've battled MBD, which is Mrs. Black Diamond out there in Cali. Shout outs to her. Fendi versus Tape Deck. That was when my old league, Brooklyn Mic Club. Yeah, those are by far like the best battles to watch of mine overall.
Okay, gotcha. So I know you recently had a battle, maybe last weekend.
Yeah.
Versus Jade.
Mhm.
Okay. Was it a 3-round battle, 1-round battle?
It was 1 round and it was fire. It was epic. It's crazy.
Gotcha. So what is it? Win, draw, loss?
Oh, I definitely won, but I'll let the public consensus go with their own little review on it. But I definitely won. A lot of people said I had the best round of the night, so I'm running with that till the footage drop.
Gotcha. So I know that you both were, I guess, well, quote me if I'm wrong, because this was a Coliseum event, correct?
Yes.
You two were the only females on the card.
Yes, we were.
Gotcha. So how does that feel being, you know what I'm saying, the only female on a card?
Well, someone like me who's always been on a card, like I'm usually the only girl sometimes on a card where it's predominantly men. It's a great way to kind of get the spotlight without asking for it, so to speak, because they're like, oh, okay, well, you're battling who? And sometimes I battle dudes too, so it's always good to just kind of be the one to pop out on the flyer. And with me and Jade, we're both bar heavy, and when they see us on the card, they know that we about to like rap our asses off. So it really wasn't an issue with getting anybody interested in the matchup or the female matchup in itself, being that it was the only matchup on there.
Gotcha. Yeah, it keeps blacking out. I don't know if it's yeah, you can be seen. You're blacking out, but you know we got you. We got your voice and we get your physicals at some part, but we got you here all together.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. What got you into the sport?
I was recruited by an old friend to. It was like this, like internet freestyle cipher or whatever, and then I guess I did so well where they wanted me to actually join. I ended up joining, and it took about a year for me to get my first battle. My first battle was against Brooklyn's Finest, and it was dope. You want to get in the camera? Sorry, it's my daughter.
Camera time. It's all right. She went. Hi, daughter. Little Fendi.
All right, you can. Well, baby, you gotta go.
Did you have any influences prior to getting into sport?
As far as influences, I've always been writing, and prior to that, I was always like in high school going to poetry workshops. I did slam poetry for a while too, so I was never really new to wordplay. It wasn't until battle rap that I started to really experiment more with my writing on how to come up with a double entendre and so on and so forth. And it's an aggressive sport, so that's a whole different element too, outside of me writing. Being aggressive is something that's not necessarily like my forte, but I do love the sport. Like, it's crazy what we do lyrically.
Right.
So
Gotcha. Is aggression like the one thing that you feel like you would need to work on or to perfect your craft per se, or is there something else? Or
yes, I feel like I knowing how to implement it, because I know like my flow is really different compared to most girls that rap. So I just have to find a way to finagle being aggressive but still being poised at the same time. Because when I try to be aggressive, it just sounds forced.
Gotcha. You got something?
Yeah, one of the comments actually asks, is there anybody that you want to battle? Anybody on your list?
Taylor J, Casey J. Who else? Oh, Rain the Rebel is nice too. I want to battle her. I have a few milestone battles too. Like if I was to beat either or Taylor or Casey, I want to battle one of the vets like Shuni, Shayna, one of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think Fendi versus Rain is fire. That's not fire.
Oh, and that Panic girl. Panic is fire. I don't know if you've seen Jay versus Panic, but she's dope. She could definitely get it.
Gotcha. And you feel like with all those battles, you would take them?
Yeah.
And you would win?
Of course. Like now I'm way more confident in my writing now. And I think like I'm starting to get the whole like anxiety, the jitters out to where now I'm like really comfortable on stage where I'm going to be unstoppable now. Like the pen has always been godly, but now it's really going to be crazy. I can't wait for this footage to drop because y'all going to love the shit that I even came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Jay's a heavy hitter, so I'm anxious to see it. You know what I'm saying, as well, especially if you're seeing people say that you won. You know what I'm saying? I'm anxious.
It's gonna be worth the watch. I'm telling you.
Dig it. How do you feel about the current state of female battle rap?
I feel like we're getting it back to where it was slowly. It took a minute. but it's definitely getting there. We have a lot of girls that are really showing out now. We always had Miss Lisa putting in work. She come all the way from West Bubblefuck just to come and battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Jade, we got Panic, we got Tia, Torture, Cheddar. We've always had it. It was just the platform sometimes is not consistent to where we can be able to be consistently being seen. So like, but now we're like, fuck that. We're going to be seen wherever, whenever. And shout outs to all the girls that rap, female battle rap. Like, we really putting on. Queen Vixen about to battle Hustle. Yeah. Like, it's a lot. Right, like, we really putting in that pain now, because we've always been on the back burner, and now it's kind of like, what's the point?
Right. Understandable. Got a question from Slim Diesel. They says, where's Fendi from?
I am from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
BK.
BK all day.
I told you, when it comes to battle rap, I root for Brooklyn everything.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody from Brooklyn. Everybody from Brooklyn had at least 2 undebatables. Or 3 of those. That's it, bro. You from Brooklyn, you start off the battle up 1-0.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a battle?
I brainstorm first. Like, once I get the name, I try to find out, like, how many ways I can flip that person's name, because that's usually the easiest thing to do. I try to like have a good solid 7 good flips, and then from there, I think the hardest part for me really is breaking the ice, writing like the first 4 bars to open, and then I usually wait on that. Like, that comes when it comes. But then, like, as far as writing, it's usually about like name flips, what I want to talk about with subjects, see if I can scheme it, see if I have like little clever little idioms or sayings that I've heard before that I can like mix, and it's a whole bunch of shit. I'm always like reading, so I'm always ending up referencing something of a book or a movie.
Okay. Gotcha. How long does it take for you to prepare for a battle?
This last battle, I only had 2 weeks to write, so I only wrote for 3 days, and I had the rest of the remaining time to prep. But usually, like, if I have a month, I try to write in like a week, so I have a solid good 3 weeks to prep. Okay. And I have to be like isolated. I cannot be around people.
Mommy, I can't find a game.
Like right now, my children are with me.
She can't find a game.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that as well, because I'm like 3 days to write, and then the rest of the time to prep, and then all types of other stuff going on in life, kids and everything like that. That's got to be a challenge.
It is. But I tend to manage. Like, now I'm definitely working on my time management skills, to where I'll have time specifically for writing. Like, I dedicate at least an hour and a half. Even if it's just me listening to instrumentals and jotting down certain things, once that hour and a half is up, at least I got that much acquired time towards that.
Gotcha. How do you promote for a battle?
That's what I'm working on, because I'm really not like social media. I wouldn't say I'm not social media savvy, like I'm always on Facebook, but I don't know. I'm working on the confidence to be like, yo, yeah, I'm coming to my battle. I'm gonna be over here just down the third, and like doing more promo, being seen more, doing interviews like this. Like, that's what I really want to start doing. I want to be seen a lot more, because a lot of people really fuck with the pen. It's just hard work, and being seen more just really gets you more in demand. So that's what I'm really working on this year.
Okay. Gotcha. They're saying that it's hard to hear you.
Oh, my bad. I want me to yell in the mic a little more.
What do you feel like can be done to increase the presence of females in battle rap as a whole, to whereas it's not just one matchup on a card, but maybe 2 or 3 on a card, and it still gets the same respect as the amount of men on a card?
Okay. I don't know. That's kind of tough, because I hear a lot of people talk about sometimes it's hard to book girls because of either the egos or the amount of money they want. So, and I'm not ever one to tell someone they're not worth something. So I just feel like if the matchup is worth it, though, definitely book it. Yeah, and like I guess it really is all on a case by case basis too with the females, because there's a lot of girls that are either not reliable, they don't show up, or they're not writing their shit in the first place. So it's like, do we even take a chance? So it's a lot. Honestly, I do feel like a lot of these league owners need to probably waive their options when it comes down to booking certain girls, and knowing which girls to book, really. Yay!
Gotcha. Got a question for you, or two. One from PCBH167. Why did Fendi join CNC?
Because I beat they best nigga. That's why. Shout out to Trey 30. That was a straight 3-0. And I also fuck with their performance too. Like each and every one of them, every member of CNC, I feel like I could learn from as far as like performance wise. Benji is by far one of the best performers in CNC. We got Swag Tanner, we got Mo Mula. Flo Leeds is crazy with the bars, like, and he has me looking at words a little bit differently as far as like manipulating them. You taking pictures of me, baby? Crazy. But yeah, like the whole squad overall has everything that I want to embody in my writing and performance and so on and so forth. And when I spar with them, that's exactly what I'm getting a lot more comfortable, period. And they definitely help with that. And they encourage a lot too.
Gotcha. Another question. RC, did you have one? Or?
No, I actually
okay.
like that. I wanted to
Go ahead, ask it.
No, I wanted to give that as well. RC asked, what do you think it means to sell a battle?
Being cocky, being confident, backing that shit up. Because it don't make no sense to sit there and say, oh, I'm going to smoke you, and then the material you got is dirt. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, that's another thing, too. If I'm going to talk shit, I really have to, like, make sure. You want the computer?
Yes, I want to make.
Okay, check and see if it's in the dining room.
I do have a question as well. I know you mentioned some ladies not writing for themselves. Like, how do you guys deduce that? Is it like, can you hear differences in their performance from other battles? Is it like rumors? How do you like tell that?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, and then these dudes are chatty patties too. So 9 times out of 10, word got out, and I'll go get it for you. Word got out, and then now we're like, oh, okay, so that's why she sounds so nice all of a sudden, and that is discouraging, especially for someone like me who really, like I said, have to make time to write and create and so on and so forth. It's just like, wow, that's like the ultimate cheat code.
Gotcha. Another question somebody asked, Slim Diesel, does Fendi think she can see Couture?
Couture?
Yeah.
Lyrically, yeah. Performance-wise, I'll wait on that. But lyrically, I'll smoke Couture.
Gotcha.
That shit actually looks good on a flyer too. Fendi versus Couture. That shit sounds good together, right? Like crazy. Fashion flips, all that. Nah, but that would be dope. I love Couture. I actually liked her versus 40. Yeah.
Gotcha.
She was good.
I like that.
I kind of don't even want to battle the vets no more. The vets kind of got to move the fuck out the way too. The new girls is really like my class that I came in, straight bar heavy. We had Nina, C, Tia S, all of us. Like that's who I really want to battle. The girls that write. Yeah, it's good to battle the girls that are reputable in the sport. But it's like, okay, even after she battles me, she can still, you know what I'm saying? It's not really gonna pay out for me, really. They, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll do me a favor, yeah, but it's like, okay, yeah, you battled a vet, now what's next? I want to battle a girl that's up and coming just like I am, who's hungry. These vets really ain't hungry. Outside of Shuni, none of these vets is hungry.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Another question that was more so asked. PCBH167 wants to know who are your top 5?
As far as battle rappers or female battle rappers?
Both.
Okay. So Gaddis, E Hart, Tori Doe, Tia and Torture. I have more, but like that's like the solid 5 right there.
Okay.
And as far as dudes, it's definitely Daylight, B Magic, Danny Myers, Rum Nitty. This nigga is fire. And what's his face? Chess. Because he from Brooklyn, off rip.
I thought Chess was Bronx.
Mommy.
Oh, is he?
From the Bronx, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Croydon Ave.
well, shit. We go hard. That's Brooklyn.
Gotcha.
You want to swap him out from somebody from Brooklyn? You want to swap him out for Cortez?
I can't see.
I'm sorry, guys. My son is like.
No problem. You're doing your thing. What is your ultimate goal from battle rap? Like, what do you want to take from this?
I actually want to show people the literature aspect of battle rap. Like, because if you really think about it, from the beginning of Smack to now, we have totally elevated how we write. Like, because of Daylight, we're actually saying like 2 things in one bar. And so like we're condensing without even knowing it. And in poetry, that's technically what most poets do. Toni Morrison, Alice Walker, and Mary Baccarat. Like even haikus, 3 lines simplifying one topic, and the shit is dope. So that's really what I want to kind of like implement. I don't use gun bars like that too tough. I play a lot with words, spelling them out, and so on and so forth.
I want the future of playing Million Bucks.
I'm looking for it, baby. I think Dad has it. You want to use the tablet?
Yes.
Okay. Have a seat.
I wanna next time we're gonna make it where you come in this building, Fendi. I'm gonna throw Fendi in the bag and bring Fendi with me. There we go. Little rap right there. Nah, but next time I definitely want to see you more so in person. But before you go out, I just want you to let people know where they can reach you at as far as social media, all that good stuff.
That's Fendi on both Twitter and Instagram. Hope Fendi on Facebook. Yeah, that's it. CNC
Okay.
rocks up. You already know.
And it's Dassafendi, Dassafendi.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So once again, I want to thank you so much, and I hate to cut you short. We're gonna have this happen again. Trust me.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
Sorry to
No, you don't have to be sorry about
Fall
nothing.
over
This
here.
is much more appreciated than you know what I'm saying, than you know. Somebody even gave you some love. Nico Soul said she is one of the realists.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you so much, Morris, for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you. Got any upcoming battles before you go?
Oh yeah, so me and one of my teammates, Swag Tanner from CNC, we about to battle for Coliseum. We have a 2-on-2 versus Max Out. Some whack niggas. I know y'all don't even know who they are. It doesn't even matter. They're gonna be dead anyway. And then I'm actually battling another dude in October, and he's a Christian rapper. So this is gonna be a whole different like writing technique for this battle, and I'm looking forward to it. I actually kind of like am finished for that battle. That's how hype I was to write for it. So
Nice.
but yeah, September and October, y'all gonna see me. It's gonna be lit.
Dope. Definitely don't forget to promote those, or not even promote, but put those out. You know what I'm saying? Put them, or I'm gonna be in touch, but definitely let me know. I help to, you know what I'm saying, plug in and promote your shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Do what I can do.
No doubt. I'll
All right.
definitely do that.
Thank you. You have a good
Thank
night,
you.
Fendi.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Thank you. You can cut that one. And the other one.
Somebody else jumped in. Why
Yeah,
you tell me?
right here.
Okay, we good.
Ah, bada bing, bada bing. Right. once again, we have another one making her debut to the Queens of Battle Rap show, long overdue. Queen Vixen,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm all right.
So for anybody that more so doesn't know,
Is that my that's my friend?
this is Queen
That's the
Vixen.
one? That's
This
my
is
friend?
Queen Vixen, yes. So for anybody that doesn't know you, give them a couple of the battles that they can go and check out that you've done before.
I battled Tori Doe. I battled Shuni. I did the Queen of the Ring sparring session tournament. I've battled Marasha. Yeah, I battled a lot of people.
And I know you have a big battle coming up.
Yes, I have an extremely huge battle coming up. It even shocked me when I got the opportunity. I'll be battling Miss Hustle here in Cleveland, Ohio, next weekend, Friday, August 9th, on my home battle league bar for bar.
So how did this one come about, you and Miss Hustle?
It fell in my lap. Actually, I had taken some time off from battle rap, and I was looking for an opponent. So I had the league owner like reaching out to different girls, but he wasn't getting too much of a response. And then, I had put up a post in a pretty popular battle rap group. And I just asked them, like, anybody want to flight in a bag? Because I like to work,
Right.
and it just so happened, certain people are about their money and others are not. So it fell in my lap, and I had no choice but to take it. So here we are.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you don't have to more so explain who those other ones were, but were apart from you getting Hustle, were the other ones that were more so not answering, were some of them like dope contenders as well?
Yeah, I would say so. One of the girls I really did want to battle, and I've been wanting to battle her for a while. I won't say her name, but I don't know. I don't force nobody to do nothing they don't want to do or nothing they not comfortable doing. I'm also not gonna, beg anybody to go to work. I go to work, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, more so upcoming girls. I definitely had no idea I would get another top tier like that. So I'm just feeling extremely blessed.
Feel free to.
And how prepared do you feel you are for this upcoming battle? I know next week.
So at first I had a lot of worries. I was terrified. I'm like, why the hell would you do this to yourself? And I had a talk with myself. I've had talks with some associates and stuff, and it's like, if you wasn't ready, you better get ready, because sometimes chances like this they only come once in a lifetime. It's an opportunity you're not gonna get again. So you either show up and show out, or you go to fuck home. And I plan on showing up and showing out.
PCBH167 said Vixen been putting in that work for years and battle top tiers like Bonnie, Tori, etc. If she beats Hustle, she's top tier in my opinion.
Oh,
I agree with that.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a debatable with Bonnie. I feel I beat Tori, which was a huge shock to me. I gotta tell the story of that one day. That's a long story, but I had no idea I would go in there and win, and so when I did, it was like, sheesh. Yeah, I've been working very hard, and I intend on continuing to. And I'm not gonna say if. When I beat Miss Hustle, I want my respect, because I'm tired of this. I work very hard, so yeah.
Gotcha. Do you feel like you're not getting respect?
Sometimes, but I've had to. I've been through a lot in battle rap, and so I've had to figure out, who the trolls are and this, that, and I had to separate myself from being trolled and things like that. And it's not really more so, yeah. I could say in certain aspects, I feel like I'm not respected, but I'm a person who takes their respect. So no matter what you got to go through, some people got to work harder for it than others, and I'm willing to work for it. That way nobody can take it from me.
Right. And I always say too, you know what I'm saying? You can have, in my opinion, you can have 50 people that dislike you, but as long as, if I get those 1 or 2 compliments to me that outweighs those fucking 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of what I've been going through with this battle. Like, I have a lot of people hit me up like, oh, you're going to lose, you're going to die in there and all of this. And then, I get 1 or 2 people like, you can do this. I believe in you. And it's like, yeah, that's all I need right there. Because if you got that one person that believe in you, it'll take you so far.
Gotcha. Is there pressure being as though you're going to be at home and Hustle is coming to your home? Because Hustle, I feel like, at least I think battle-wise, Hustle really hasn't traveled too much out of the tri-state area.
I see it as both an advantage for me and a disadvantage for me, because the response I've gotten, even from just like other battlers in my home league and the fans here in Cleveland, oh, they are excited for her. They are so excited to see her come here. So I see it as an advantage for me, seeing as she hasn't traveled much. My experience has been when the girls do come out of New York, they tend not to be too comfortable. And I've had talks with them, even when it wasn't me battling them, like, you a queen wherever you go. You recognize wherever you go. Be proud of that. So I'm hoping maybe she won't be too comfortable, and that'll be an advantage for me because it's my stage and I'm comfortable. But either way it go, I don't plan on getting up there trying to slander her, trying to, dog her, drag her. I'm here to perform and show my art and show that I'm worthy of being compared on that level. So.
Are your rhymes you already finished writing?
Yes, I do write all my own rhymes. Don't nobody like me, so ain't nobody about to write for me anyway. That's how I feel, like ain't nobody about to write for me. I do write all my own rhymes. I've been rapping since I was about 9 years old. So I write all my own rhymes. It's not always easy to come up with new stuff. I do study my opponents when I get them. So yeah, I write all my own stuff. I'm actually very proud of myself because maybe about the last year, I went through a pretty serious breakup. And if you watch a few of my last few performances, it really showed during my performances. Like I was slacking. I was waiting until 2-3 days before the battle to try to write. And it really suffered. But I'm very proud of myself because I stopped that procrastination. I was done 2 weeks before the battle. And now I'm still just in rehearsing and memorizing state. So I'm really excited.
Gotcha. What, if anything, makes you nervous about battling Hustle? If anything. Her status. Like sometimes I'll be sitting there thinking like, you're really about to battle one of the greatest in the world. It's not about whether or not you're worthy. It's like, is you ready? Like everything happens for a reason. So this is happening to you and for you for a reason. So are you ready to get up there and go up there and stand up? Don't you choke, don't you stumble, don't you fall. You get up there and you work, you show everybody what you made of. So it's really just her status. Sometimes I'm just still a bit taken aback, but not starstruck. Like I've had conversations with Hustle. She like, I'm not about to play with you. I'm gonna treat you just like a regular motherfucker up there. So I'm like, all right. Gotcha. Is there anything that you feel that you have that Hustle lacks?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty creative. I have a few bars that I wrote that I really surprised myself. Like sheesh, and I went back and watched her battles. I'm like, nobody said that to her. Oh man, it's going down. Yeah.
How do you prepare for a battle?
The way I prepare for a battle, I'll write first. And I still write like almost like elementary school style, like the web style. I'll write an idea in a circle and branch out off of that idea. And then I'll like start forming all of them together, see what fits where, kind of like a puzzle. And then like when I do well, like what I'm so proud of myself now, I need a few days where I can just relax and clear my mind. And then I jump into the memory and rehearsing process.
And so what factors affect how you write for the opponent? Is it like, oh, I know the crowd is gonna react to this, or is there other?
No, because I never really know, what the crowd is gonna react to. I've been in front of crowds where the whole crowd had issues with me, like had personal issues with me. And then I've been in crowds where I felt comfortable or relaxed. I've been in biased and unbiased crowds, and neither one really affects my writing. I more so aim to break down my opponent. I like to find out what their weak spots are, what they can't do, and bring that back around. And normally it always ends up being just like my creativity and my level of thinking. I try to think outside the box.
Gotcha. Is there anybody else that you would like to battle? For whatever reasons, I don't know why C3 just popped in my head.
Yeah, because everybody knows. I feel like C3 is my favorite female battler. I don't care what nobody say. To me, battle rap is not about the way you look. It's not about none of that. It's about your art. And when I hear C3 rap, I'd be like, oh my God, that's just like me times 50. So I always say, I want C3 to be one of my final battles when I do decide to stop.
Gotcha.
I love C3. I'm gonna be feeling like I'm standing in the mirror when I'm up there. I'll be like, you ready? You ready?
Right. Don't get starstruck when you battle Hustle either. You better she's coming to your hometown, so you better represent.
Yeah, I don't really get starstruck. The one battle where I was starstruck was Shuni, and I was in New York alone, completely alone for the first time. That whole thing just went bad. That was a bad decision, but I learned from it, and Shuni became one of my best battle buddies after that, actually. So I've learned a lot, and I'm super prepared. I'm not nervous to see Hustle. I'm not starstruck about it. I'm just more so like, dang, you got Hustle. Yeah.
Gotcha. You seem kind of humble.
I am. People think like I'm like, I don't know what the perception of me is. Like in battle raps, half the people think like I'm just like this soft crybaby. The other half, they see me as like calm, and then it's a group that's just like, they think I'm like this huge bitch, and none of that I can say is true. Probably all of it mixed together. But for the most part, I'm a very humble person. I don't be tripping. Yeah.
Gotcha. What's your sign?
I'm a Leo. My birthday is August 21st.
Hey, you one of them lions.
Yes.
Shout out to the Leos.
Yes.
Leo season.
Yes.
Slim Diesel says for me to ask you, would you ever battle Couture?
Yeah, I would battle Couture. I would want like 3 months of preparation for that because I would really want to dig deep. Couture is somebody that needs to be studied and broken down properly because she always come out the woodworks crazy with a prop you're not expecting or something like that. So that's something that you would really have to study for. Like, I'm gonna get you back before you can do something to me. I'm gonna do something to you. Yeah. Couture is a great though. She's one of those greats,
Gotcha.
Shout out to that URL juice.
Yeah.
That shit was fire to me.
The one I remember is when she bought out when she turned out all the lights and bought out Freddie and Jason. Oh my God, that was crazy.
Gotcha. Remember that?
That was against Norma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dope one. I had a question and just lost it.
Someone said Vixen versus 40 would be a bar fest. I agree.
Oh man, yeah, 40 was out here, and I went to her battle when she was out here, and she's one of those girls too, who got in my ear about like chill, just fall back, stay out the drama, watch who you talking to, watch who you trusting and befriending, because battle rap is not a friendly place. I have a lot of respect for all the girls, like as long as they respect me. I see the star potential in everybody, for real. So.
Gotcha. Who, in terms of, let's just say the sisterhood or the sportsmanship or whatever, who else has given you like good food for thought or words of advice or anything like that?
I would say, basically like all the girls I battled. I didn't get to have a conversation with Tori after our battle, and I wish I would have. That was kind of like a crazy situation on the promoter's behalf, really, that caused that to not be such a good environment. But Marasha, Bonnie, Shuni, and Farah, of course, 40. a lot of the girls, you know, they sit there and they you know, if you talk to them, if you get to know them, they'll sit there and they'll take their time out with you. Oh, I gotta say, I love Deanna out in California.
Gotcha.
Whether like a lot of people, they think she crazy and she nuts. Deanna is like the sweetest. Like that is my heart all the way,
Gotcha.
millions of miles away.
Gotcha. There was another. I gotta.
I want to know. I want to know what Vixen's top 5 is as well. Top 5 female battle rappers, and then top 5 overall.
Top 5 female battle rappers. Ooh, you're putting me on the spot. I can't say in no order. And it would all be for different reasons. Actually, I just added a new one because I think she is like crazy and I want to see her go super far. Tia S, I love her performances. I be like, sheesh. So Tia S, there's no particular order. C3, I would have to say Shuni and Farah, and that's not just a favoritism thing. And that's 4 already, so 5 would be me because I work so hard.
Gotcha.
And then guys, I don't really have a top 5, but I love Charlie. Like he is so funny to me. Like every time I watch him, I'll be like, that is so freaking creative. That's amazing.
Right.
I like B Magic, and I'm so excited because he'll be battling in Cleveland this next weekend as well. So I get to see him live for the first time.
Dope.
I like Danger Zone. Trying to think of somebody North that KD, he just got into my top 5 because what he just put was crazy. I thought it was so entertaining. And I don't know, I just get so intrigued by everybody. I like Sue Surf, Twerk, Suge. I like everybody. So yeah. I can't really say there's nobody that I just don't watch. Oh, JC. I love JC too. So yeah.
JC's dope as well.
Yeah.
Let me see what's this other one.
JC's pen, man. He's on
Yeah,
the lows,
I
too.
always said like as far as pens, I feel like I have a great pen. That's why C3 is one of my top 5 females, and JC would have to be like, if I had to see JC, I would be so excited to battle him, but I'd be like, oh, I can't let this boy smoke me.
Damn. I literally just had a question. I forgot it, but I'll come with this one. How do you promote for a battle? Because I know that this is a huge battle for you, but how do you promote? You know what I'm saying? For a battle?
For me, it's hard because, you know, with the girls, they more so like to get disrespectful or start dragging. I know I had a battle book before with a girl, I won't mention her name, but it turned into like nudes spreading and all of that. And I don't really get with that because I'm not like a disrespectful person. I don't care enough to dig for personals, none of that. But so like last night was fun. Hustle had said something to me on Instagram and we started going back and forth, and that was pretty fun. I like more of the relaxed, you know, teasing each other back and forth. I'm not trying to make it a hostile environment because, you know, if we don't have a serious personal issue, what we got to make one out of thin air for.
Right.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's more so you take battles for people that you have some sort of respect for. It's not just about the check.
Yeah. No, it's not just about that. Like even when the situations where I've had battles booked and they ended up getting canceled, it was more so due to just like the messiness. It's like I'm not about to do that with you. I don't even know you, you know? Yeah. Like we here for one reason, that's to work, that's to promote our brands, that's to grow, you know, in the culture, not to drag each other. And that's part of the problem with female battle rap anyway. Everything is so competitive, you know, everybody want to drag each other down, spread each other personal business for what?
Right.
Me personally, I won't, you know, like I even got some inboxes from people who didn't like Hustle, and it's like, okay, I don't need that. You got a problem with her, you go tell her that. Don't tell me, because it's not going to come out my mouth, so you wasting your breath, you know?
Gotcha. I'm having like brain farts and these questions ain't even fucking.
Someone asked, what's your favorite battle? Like favorite battle all time?
My favorite battle of all time, it was mine versus Tori, but it ended up getting taken down off of YouTube. But I found the footage and I put it back up, but it ain't got that many views on my own page as it did before. It was at like 25,000 when the promoter took it down. Before that, I would say all the K-Shine battles in the Lions Den. Like I used to watch them before I even thought about being a battle rapper. I used to be like, this is crazy. That's insane. So all of the K-Shine battles in the Lions Den.
Gotcha. Do you have your eyes on anyone? Like any after Hustle, is there anybody else or others that you know what I'm saying you
Um,
want to battle or you're looking towards?
no, I take it as it comes. I don't really be like, oh, I gotta have her type of
Mm,
thing. I gotta take her out the game. No, I be taking it as it comes. I would like to travel more. I would like to get more out of town bookings, and I would like for the opponents to actually show up, because I've had a few cancellations where they just
mm,
quit a few days before,
mm.
decided to back out or whatever. So I would just like more out of town bookings. I love New York City. I wish I could live there, but besides New York, but I want to battle in other places.
Gotcha, gotcha. What is some advice that you would give a young girl, a new girl, young or old, coming into this sport since you've been in it for a minute? What's some advice you would give?
Don't sleep with battle rappers. Don't sleep with battle rappers. And if you do decide to confide in somebody and become a friend to them, be a genuine friend, because even at the end of the day, if they didn't turn out to be a genuine friend to you, at least you was real to them to begin with.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But it ain't no friends for real. You can have associates, you can have people you look up to, but it's very rare that you'll have an actual friend in battle rap.
Okay, so you feel like it. Okay, so it's rare. So it's like you said, it's an associate thing for you.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because of the competition among women. Women are naturally catty. We chatty, so, it's real quick to be like, girl, I heard, and then I heard turns into 50,000 people knowing. And it's like the telephone game. By the time it get back around to you, the story didn't
Better
change.
version.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's not even what happened. God damn it.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, deal with it now, because that's what everybody thinks. So, yeah.
Where did the name Queen Vixen come from?
Okay, finally I get a chance to explain this publicly. Okay, I love animals. Everybody who knows me, they know I've owned everything, like pet mice. I had a pet pig, um, all sorts of dogs, cats, birds, lizards. I love animals. Um, there's a DC Comics character named Vixen, and she can emulate any animal that ever walked the earth. Like, she has like powers of a dinosaur, elephant, all types of crazy stuff. So I took my name from her. Originally, it was Vixen. So then, when Queen of the Ring started getting popular, Vixen the Assassin was out, and people
Right.
kept confusing us. And I was like, no, that's not me. Like, we not even the same person.
Right.
And so then I was just like, well, I feel like I'm the best, so I'm gonna just throw Queen in front of it, and that's what happened, literally. So, yeah, I get a lot of slack because people be like, "Oh, you ain't the Queen of Cleveland, you ain't the Queen of nothing." I'm like, I never said I was, So
You're the Queen of Vixen.
y'all take, yeah, right. So,
There. Excuse me. What are some things? Okay, in terms of battle rap, do you feel like that there are things that are off topic, or is everything a go? And you have a battle coming up, so
if
if
you
you
watch,
don't want
if
to
you
say,
watch any
you
of
don't have to.
me personally, and I don't care if it's done to me, because that's just the name of the game, I'm a good mother. I take care of my kids. I've been through relationship problems like everybody else. It's not really too much you can say about me that's going to hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Or that's going to be true, because, it's not. But I don't talk about people's kids, and I don't talk about dead relatives. That's just me personally. I feel like if you have to dig that deep, did you really win? If you have to dig into somebody's past, or you have to dig into, and I mean like small stuff, like, but I mean, if you really dig in to try to hurt them with some personal information, did you really win? Yeah, because that's not what the art started off as. Originally, battle rap was a war of words and a war of the minds. So where did all this extra stuff come from? But that's just me. I would never disrespect nobody's kids, and I would never disrespect the dead relative.
Gotcha. Okay.
Have you ever been like in a building, like at an event, and you heard a line that you can recall that you were like, "Wow, that's a bit too far."
Yep. Twisted Mind versus Smurf here in Cleveland. Smurf brought his mother to the battle, and Twisted Mind, she was standing right next to him, and Twisted Mind said, "Your mama sucked dick," like right in her face to her son, and nothing occurred. Like, no violence occurred behind it, but it was still like, wow. And I used to always be upset with my mom and my dad, because I would be like, dang, y'all never come to my shows. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I never want you to come to my shows.
Right.
Yeah, because you can't tell my mama she sucked dick in front of me. I'm sorry.
Right. Gotcha.
But that's part of being that's part of having strength, and being able to withstand.
Are you open to a 2-on-2?
Yeah, actually I've thought about it a couple times. Every time I see one, I don't know, who would be willing to partner with me, but I'm definitely willing to work with other girls.
Would you want a partner that is similar or opposite? Because I think it's pros and cons to both.
I think opposite, because in the past, even though I feel like I have a lot of bars, even with this battle, I've been working on my aggression. I'm more of a methodical rapper, so I don't have a lot of aggression, and I've had to come to terms with that. I'm more like, 40 and JC for real. Like, I don't have a lot of aggression, but I got the bars. And I think having a partner who had the aggression would really bring out, like, it would really emphasize my talent.
Gotcha.
Like, they'd be like, oh, they up there being smart and crazy.
Right. I like that. Slim Diesel says, ask her if she thinks she could handle Jazz.
Give me another 2 years. Jazz got that star power, so I really be, I had to fall back and study a lot of things, like even down to the way certain people operate and handle criticism. And Jazz is one of my biggest influences there. I've actually inboxed Jazz after I seen her get somebody on a post in the most classy, polite, and hilarious way.
Right,
and I'm like, dude, how do you handle trolls like this? And she like, it'll come with time,
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
My brain is like on sizzle today.
Yeah, Jazz got that star power though, like you say, like I said, Hustle was coming and the city went crazy. If I say Jazz is coming to Cleveland,
right.
And I know her price because I asked her before, and I'm gonna have to hit the lottery, but maybe one day.
Okay, dial in the dream. We got a big 2-on-2 coming up. Jazz and I don't know why I keep forgetting. Yeah, 40 and
40
Heart.
And E Heart, yeah.
Who you going for?
All of them. I like all of them. Like I really don't like that way. You go for all of them, you don't lose.
Okay.
Either way it go, you won it. And I feel like the culture really wins when the spotlight is put on the females for real.
Right. Do you feel like a lot of times, what do you feel can be done to kind of increase the presence of female battle rap?
I think for one, we gotta stop the negativity. Like a lot of people know I have issues with one certain person that ain't never gonna go away. So I had to revert back to childhood. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, type of thing. But I think we have to stop fighting. We have to stop looking at it as, well, I got to take you out type of thing, and turn it back into more of a meeting of the minds, and we should really be uplifting each other, like when somebody else get an opportunity you don't get, it should still be, go girl, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna support you type of thing, rather than, oh, fuck her, oh, she don't deserve that kind of thing. Never know that person might be getting everything in the world to you, but they might be going through hell behind closed doors. You never know.
Gotcha. PCBH167 said Vixen was savage in her battle with Classy.
Oh man, that's just Classy. Classy was picking with me, man. Yeah, I can get mean when I'm picked with. I can get nasty. I got a nasty side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Classy was picking with me, but I ain't got no issues with Classy. In my beginning stages, I would say all the way from my first battle till till Shuni whipped my ass. I was pretty hungry, like anything I saw, I had to take it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, you gotta die too. You gotta die too. And then I fell back and I had to learn, and I had to go through things in the game and grow for real. So I feel like I've matured a lot in battle rap. So I'll be seeing stuff and I'll be like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch that.
Gotcha. I'm losing it all day. I don't even smoke. This is bad.
Me neither. I don't smoke or drink. Actually, I don't smoke or drink. I started drinking like wine coolers and stuff, but I be buzzed off one, so I don't even mess with it. And they be like, "Oh, you weak body." I be like, "Yeah, I am for real, man. I can't do this."
That's definitely a lightweight if you get buzzed off of a wine cooler.
Yeah.
People say they ain't nothing but Kool-Aid, but yeah. What do you want to come from this? Like your end goal, your ultimate goal? Like
I just want to be revered. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's not about, oh, you got to reach this certain level. No, as long as people know your name and they remember you for what you did, what you overcame, and what you kept fighting through. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of bricks thrown at me, like, a stop sign every time I turned the corner, like, no, you ain't getting through here. No, you ain't getting through here. No, you can't come this way. And, I kept going. And I just want to inspire somebody else out there, like, no matter what happens to you, you just keep going, because there will be a light at the end of that tunnel, and you'll be remembered for what you did and who you are.
Excellent. Kind of like a segue into that question. PCBH167 wants to know, why hasn't Vixen battled in Queen of the Ring yet?
Actually, I have. I did the Queen of the Ring tournament. I don't really want to speak on the actual situation, but one of the head people over there has a personal issue with me that has yet to be worked out. I'm not quite sure exactly what the personal issue is, but basically I've been told I'll never go to the ring at this point. So, I'm hoping that changes, but we'll see.
And if not, then there are other platforms. That's the great thing about now. There are so many other platforms for women, you know what I'm saying, where you already have a name without even hitting that ring. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's every time something like this happens for me, like when I got Tori Doe, having Hustle now, getting more Rasha through Gracie in Chicago, blessing me with that opportunity. Every time something like this happens to me, it reminds me, like, you don't need the opinion of one, that one person that's trying to hold you back or telling you what you can't have. God is opening so many other doors for you, so you keep going.
I like that. Somebody asked a question. I don't know if this is for me or for you, but somebody said, #truth. I don't know who this is for, but they said, who would you like to see in a 2-on-2 female battle?
I don't know. Because, Farrah and Shuni started that whole 2-on-2 thing with Tori and Don Lady, and that was pretty cool. I would love to be able to team up with C3 or somebody like that. I would like to see, that's a good one. I would like to see like Tia S and Torture against somebody. I think that would be super cool, because I think that they complement each other.
I think that's going to happen very soon.
I would love to see that.
I was thinking Vixen and C3 too when we originally asked the 2-on-2 question, but then when you were like, "Oh," I think
C3 could teach me C3 could teach me a lot. Like I just think even sitting with her and writing, like having a writing session with her would just elevate my mind so much. Like, let's write the same bar and see how it come out type thing.
Yeah, Tia and Torture already battled. They did a 2-on-2 with those two twins.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to the twins, but I mean, I want to see Tia and Torture against two girls.
Oh,
yeah. I would like to see. That's what I would like to see too.
Gotcha. Okay.
On the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
Why is that funny?
It just is. It just is.
Shout out to Nomad and his fucking mysterious
Slim
laugh.
Diesel wants to know who you think will win between Couture and Jazz.
I think Jazz would win because she's had enough time to study couture, and Jazz be coming. Even though couture would come out with something crazy, Jazz would come out with something way crazier because she knows what to do. It just seems like she just has that superpower where she knows what to do. She know how to take you out the game.
But before we get out of here, I know you have this battle coming up, but what can people expect from this battle from you next week regarding you versus Miss Hustle?
Brand new. That's all I can say. Brand new. Like this is a big comeback battle for me, I feel like, and the whole culture gonna be talking about it. I know I can say that.
I don't know if the question was asked, but let's say you clearly beat Miss Hustle. What does that do for you, and what does that do to her?
It depends on if it does anything for me. I would hope that it would propel me to new heights and give me, a massive opportunities. For Hustle, I would hope that it wouldn't knock her down too bad in the fans' eyes, because your fans turn on you quick in battle rap. I would still have the utmost respect for her. I wouldn't have no slander to say about her besides, yay, I beat Hustle type of thing.
Gotcha. Malone Dunn says, Vixen, what up? Also, PCBH167 wants to know, who do you have winning in the battle if you watched the one from RBE that was released between Bonnie versus QB? Did you watch that battle?
Nope, I didn't watch it. It'd be too much stuff coming out. Last battle I watched was Charlie versus Twerk. Okay. I need to go watch that Bonnie versus QB, but sheesh, that sounds like Bonnie's mind and QB's disrespect. Yeah, that sounds fun. So
who won versus Twerk and Chuck?
I love Charlie. I don't accept no Charlie slander. He's one of my best battle buddies. So, but I love Twerk. Yeah, Charlie is the greatest of all time, definitely. And Twerk, you can't say nothing bad about Twerk. So.
Gotcha. Another one that somebody asked real quick from Slim Diesel. Who do you think Jazz beat Official?
No, Jazz didn't beat Official, but Jazz be beating everybody else.
Gotcha.
It's hard to beat both, but it's hard to beat both of them. So that's why I always say sometimes when you got two greats like that, the culture wins,
Gotcha. Before you get out, let people know where this battle is happening at next week, August 9th.
Okay, so Queen Vixen versus Miss Hustle, August 9th here in Cleveland, Ohio. The address is 16317 Euclid Avenue. I have flyers on all of my pages, Queen Vixen on Facebook, at 216 Vix on Instagram, and at 216 Vix on Twitter. And, I have the contact information to get tickets. It's going to be $25 in advance, $35 at the door. You guys really don't want to miss this. If you have any opportunity to see it in person, please do, because I promise you, probably the next day, everybody going to be talking about it because it's about to be crazy.
So dope replay value.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't even. I wish I could tell y'all my plans, but I can't. So just watch it.
Things come to he who waits.
Yo,
he or she.
Shout out to Ohio. Like, I've been hearing a whole lot about Ohio. Every time I turn around, I'm hearing about battles in Ohio. You know what I mean? I haven't been down there yet, but eventually I got to make it down there. But every time I turn around, there's another event in Ohio, and people are talking about it. There's so many events that I don't even know exist. Right. But Ohio, I be hearing about them a lot. So shout out.
Yeah, everybody is working really hard. We got a couple guys in the PGs now, several girls in the ring. So that is doing really good. We doing really good out here.
Tell them out there in Ohio if they want to book me to come down there, I'll come down to Ohio.
All right, I'll let them know for sure.
That's a fact.
What up, Top Tier Podcast? So we're going to get ready to get out of here, Vixen. I want to thank you more so for making this happen.
No, thank you.
Being open to it, coming through. I'm not going to be there physically in Ohio August 9th. However, I'm not gonna front. You made me anxious to actually see this battle.
Is there a pay-per-view? Is there a stream?
No, there's no. I'll see if they're gonna do a stream, and I'll let you guys know. But as of now, I'm not. I don't believe there's gonna be one. It's a 2-day event. Chef Trish, Ty Law, and B Magic are on the second day. Mr. Mills and Miss Hustle are on the first day. So.
Gotcha. Dope. I'm anxious, and I don't know, even if there's not a stream available, then I'll just have to patiently wait. But I'm very anxious to see this battle, especially after you know what I'm saying, said that we're gonna see something that we haven't seen from you, and that we, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm anxious.
Yeah, that's a great sell. I can't wait to see it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be big. I can promise you guys that it's gonna be huge.
Gotcha. I always go for the underdogs, so I'm gonna go for you.
Thank you. You
mean
betting on the right. You betting on the right one. I promise.
That's what I'm talking about. I need all the money I can get, so that's a good look right there. Once again, thank you more so, Vixen, for making this happen. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to you regarding this battle, any future battles that you do have. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Definitely
you.
reach out if you ever want to make this happen again. It's not an issue. Good night to Vixen. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Trust me.
Bye-bye.
Top tier, I'll be sure to give you her Twitter handle as well. I want to thank all of y'all for more so tuning in as always.
More so.
You know what's so funny? Let me tell you a quick joke about that. So the other day I was with my supervisor, and somebody said something about me, and they said, "Oh, you're gonna do a impersonation of him." So she was like, "Yeah, more so," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I laughed because I thought about you. You know, just I don't know. I'm gonna get that word out of I'm gonna make a tip jar and get that word out of my vocab.
Hey man, some people have their thing, man. That's your thing. Don't worry about it.
And it's been for years, and people always ask me, where does that come from? And I'm like, I don't even fucking know. Shout out to RC, JJ Philly, PCBH 167, all the way from the UK, Dante Joseph, Yaj Landkirk, Shannon Daniel, Ron Isley,
Ron Isley was in the building?
Isley, yeah. Hello.
You are my goddaughter.
Wow. I'm Black and Proud. Reggie, T7M Radio. Even though he wasn't here, always send love. Dre Rockstar. I'm hoping I get everybody, and I feel like I never do. Armand. Achilles Torres.
Slim Diesel.
I ain't seen Wakanda today, you know, but it is what it is. We will not be filming next week. However, you know, I'll definitely make it up to you all. But yeah.
And definitely a great experience for me. Great talking to you guys. You guys had some great questions. My first time doing this, but it was really enjoyable.
Yeah. Thank you know, Tevon, all the way from, you know, for coming through. Just somebody that I saw online, had great content, decided to have him come through. You too can be lucky as well. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to me. You want to tell people how they can find you as well if they're interested?
Yeah, I'm not too big on social media, but I am on Facebook. If you want to connect with me, my Facebook is my full name, Tevon Montgomery. First name Tevon, last name Montgomery, like the capital of Alabama. And I'm always down to discuss, argue about any battle rap or any battle rap event. I try to pop out as much as I can, and also just watch as much as I can from any league. So I'm always down to discuss, and also come out and show support if there's any up and coming battlers that are going to be at events, especially in the tri-state area. I'm always down to come out.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You said you're not on social media, right?
Well, not that much.
All right, because you said I'm not on social
Just
media,
my
but you
Facebook.
could catch me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know
big
Facebook is social
no,
media,
I said I'm
right?
not big on social media. Not big on social media.
Shout out to you for coming through, though.
Yeah, definitely. Armand is in JTB more ATL is another one. Armand, I know you're at work. Saw Armand at an event, made that happen. Shane and Daniel, once again, everybody. I want to thank you all for more so tuning in. It's always a pleasure. Y'all all have a good night. Take care.